I wanted, first of all, to mention the fact that my channel is changing pretty drastically. I'm not talking about art that much anymore, and I'm focusing more on, I guess, self-development concepts and things like that. It's not easy to make this transition, but it's based in my own truth and something that I have felt for a very long time, that the main service that I want to give to humanity and what I'm best equipped to offer to other people is my understanding of my inner workings, why we're here and what we're supposed to do to be happy and to understand ourselves better, basically. I think I was inspired to make art related content just because it was an easier subject and it was much easier to approach than talking about this stuff, because talking about this stuff exposes me kind of to judgment and I guess ridicule or things like that, which I don't care about. But the main block that I have regarding this is actually myself and worrying that I'm thinking of myself higher than I am. That's scary because I don't want to do that. So it's something that has prevented me to talk about these things for a very long time. But at the same oh, there's ice here. At the same time, I can see that that's where my heart truly lies, and that's what really makes me feel alive and happy and excited. And so I think it's time that I just accept that that's where I want to head to. So this is why my channel is changing, and I hope that you will stick around for the ride and see where I end up in. I'm really excited, but also pretty scared. I wanted to talk about the dangers of not following your passion and your excitement in life, because in our society we talk a lot about the dangers of following your excitement and your passion, and we never talk about the dangers of not doing that, because we always think that we either follow our passion and we risk it all and it's going to be dangerous and unstable and unknown in the future, or we stay comfortable and we stay safe and we stay in our little secure bubble where basically nothing is going to happen except maybe living a little bit of a boring life and an uneventful life and not discovering your true potential. But in the end, it's going to be like a chill, normal life. I'm just gonna give it to you straight, and you can just click away if you think this is complete nonsense. We are spirits. We came to this earth to express ourselves, but it's challenging because we have many structures and systems and beliefs that makes us think that we are something different, that we must be afraid, that we must stay safe and not risk it at all because otherwise we will die and not exist anymore. But that's not true, and that's actually the challenge. That's why we come to this limited place, is can we remember who we actually are? Can we remember that we're just eternal beings with no possibility of being destroyed, no possibility of being harmed in any way, and just remember that we can actually be ourselves fully here as well in this apparently limited place. So our goal is actually to express ourselves here. If we don't do that, life will actually find a way to remind us that that's our goal here and that's what we came here to do. Life will push us in very, sometimes even violent and painful ways. And those are the dangers that I'm talking about when I'm talking about not following your passion. Basically, life will remind you that, hey, you came here to do this. So here's a really horrible illness that will make you reevaluate your life and reconsider whatever you've been doing up until now, living safe, living like invisibly and not expressing who you are, so that you can finally move and proceed towards that goal. When we think about safety, we don't realize something very important about safety, because we think of it as something merely positive and cozy and comfortable, but we don't see the other side of safety, which is fear. The only reason that you want to be safe is that you're afraid of something, and that fear that you have is not real ultimately. It's just real, or apparently real, in this limited place. The challenge is to realize that the fear is false and you don't need to go towards safety, and that safety is a fake safety, because as I said, life will continue to nudge you in the opposite direction, and it will be painful as long as you resist it. Obtaining safety is a pure illusion. There is only safety in the risk of finally allowing yourself to be yourself, allowing yourself to be seen and express what you really want to express and do what you really want to do. The real safety is there. The real safety is in following who you truly are. Always remember that every time you're going towards safety, you're actually reacting from fear, and you're basically following your fear. So let's replace the word safety with fear, so that it's very clear that they're the same thing. You're only experiencing all of these bad things in life because life is trying to tell you to move from your quote-unquote comfortable place. Move and do something that is actually true to you. And it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life, or it's not a job. You just have to move towards what feels good. And always ask yourself, when you're taking an action, am I reacting to something that I'm afraid of and trying to fix it? Or am I actually moving towards something that I genuinely enjoy without like an ultimate goal of being safe or finding relief from something? You can find relief in your own excitement, but in order to chase that excitement, you have to be in a place where you're not afraid, basically. So it has to come from a place of safety, basically. You have to feel safe to follow the safe path. You cannot react from fear to end up being safe. It's really the opposite of what they teach us. Remember who you are. Remember your limitless nature. Remember your fearless nature, because there's actually nothing to fear. Unfortunately, life is not gonna demonstrate to you who you are, and it's not gonna reflect to you who you truly are and your true worth and your true beauty until you decide that you are all of those things and you are worthy of those things. It's difficult, it's challenging, and even though I feel that this is so true for me as well, it's so hard to get past all of those beliefs that tell you that you are a good girl if you're invisible and if you don't make a sound and if you don't express yourself, and that's how you're gonna be safe. And that's just not true. And we have to be aware of that, and we have to remember that. And life is going to help us remember that, because it's going to make us see that these things are not where our happiness really lies. These fears and these beliefs that we are small and insignificant and we shouldn't talk and we shouldn't express because nobody wants to listen to that and it's not helpful. Those are not where our happiness lies, and it's obvious if you think about it. They're actually not true, because you can see that when people actually find themselves and express themselves, it's so beautiful and it lifts up all of us. It lifts up all of us. It's never demeaning to any of us. It's actually a light and a guide to our truest self as well. So you never have to feel like you're selfish or you're sorry because you're following your true passion, because it's always going to help so many other people do the same. So here's what I wanted to say with this video. It was an experiment, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think of this weird new direction of my channel. Of course, I will continue to make art and paint and make paintings and talk about art in the future. So if you're interested, just stick around, and I'll see you next week. Bye!